What's up, Guardians? Welcome back to DNA Weekly Strike, DNA's weekly Destiny YouTube talk show. We took a week off because, Brian, you were out of town and we had some other things to do, but we're back, ready to talk some Destiny, anxiously awaiting September 15th. Cannot come soon enough.
I know.
I'm your host, Corey Deering, and joining me as always is Brian Anderson. What's up, Brian?
What's up? Feels very good to be back. I definitely missed last week.
I know, I missed last week too. It was weird because I was off last Wednesday, and I was like, I don't have a show to prep for tonight. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was odd. I mean, I was at the beach, so I wasn't overly sad, but I did miss it.
I did too. And we actually have a lot to cover in what we've been playing because as soon as we ended the show, we went and took on Skolas.
I finally took you through them, and what did you think about it? Did you have fun? Did you enjoy yourself throughout that experience?
Here's the thing. Your instructions were don't die.
Yeah.
Because
very simple.
How we did it was we had a hunter, a warlock, and a titan. And instead of having 3 titans and popping 3 bubbles, which is
I don't like that method.
Which is what a lot of people have done. But we did it that way, and your instructions to me were don't die, and I thought I did a pretty good job of not dying.
Yeah, I mean, you had one job. Your job was to not die and to keep Skolas by you. I said, the hunter pretty much does everything else, and the warlock, his job is to die over and over again with the poison. So it worked pretty well. I actually I took 2 more of my other friends through it, and this was almost, I don't want to call it a mistake, but I didn't realize the situation when I was going in. I was like, okay, I'll take the hunter position because they do all the work pretty much.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll run the hunter, and they didn't have a titan, so they both had warlocks. I was like, all right, that's fine. 2 self-reses. I didn't realize one of them was a level 33, and the other one didn't have a single 365 weapon, and we beat him. It only took us about 3 or 4 tries.
Really?
And we got him. So it took a little bit longer. Especially because Small Arms wasn't on, but there was no light switch, so we didn't have to worry about them, anything like that. And it actually worked. I mean, they did good. They, one of them, the guy that was doing your job in the one corner, I still told him not to die, but he had a self-res, so he could die, but it didn't go terribly. And I collected all year 1 exotics. I finally finished that off. So I think Lord of Wuss was the last one I needed. I finally completed that last cipher that I got from doing it with you. And I did it. Got all year 1. So my collection is complete, and now I get to start all over again here in about a week. So pretty excited.
Except you can't find that hopscotch pilgrim.
No. I keep running like almost every night. I run like, an hour of dragon strikes about almost every night when I'm not at work, and still will not drop.
Did I tell you about that Facebook story I saw? Somebody got one and said, I think I'm going to dismantle it.
Yeah. You told me. I mean, I don't even know if I might have dismantled one a long time ago, before I knew that it was good. So I hope that, I'm glad I don't know that for sure, but
yeah,
it's not that big of a deal. And then, again, ran trials this weekend, had 3 flawless cards. Big shout out to Burning Hay and Silent Snipe. Those are the 2 guys that I usually play with. Also, Maze Rage 25 and Parks 007. Those are my main trials guys. They're a lot of fun to play with, and they put up with me. So, big shout out to those guys.
I haven't started trials yet. I just haven't done it yet.
I mean, to be honest, do you even care to?
No, not really.
At this point,
I like the cool armor, but I'm not invested enough in PvP to do that.
Well, no, and it's not gonna matter. Like I said, the trials guns that you can get at the end, the adept ones, if you go flawless or whatever.
Yeah.
They're cool, but doesn't really, you don't need them. I mean, the messenger's a good PvP gun, and then the other 2 are they're all decent. Well, I'm not counting the summoner, that's the assault rifle. It's kind of worthless. But the scholar and the Jewel of Osiris, they're okay, but nothing that you need to really, I need to have this. So.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about. So I said, it's not gonna matter in a week anyway.
Yeah, I know. So we beat Skolas, and then I finally got my triumphs, but I didn't end my triumphs with Skolas, which is
odd.
So I took about 45 minutes to go get the chest, and then it took me probably a week and a half to get the public events. And I thought I could do that in 2 or 3 nights, but there's the Destiny Public Events website that you showed me, and like half of them wouldn't show up. And like I would wait like 4, 5, 6 minutes until after the time.
This is why, like, I mean, it kind of sucks to do the public events now because with the House of Wolf stuff, you know, like those stuff drop in now, and like there's so much other stuff going on. Like I think it screwed up the timer on the public events. Maybe I don't know. I don't run public events anymore.
Yeah, because the House of Wolves, like when the wolves would show up, like that's when the timer hit 0. And then the public event would start 4 or 5 minutes after.
I don't know if they were counting that as I don't know. Like I said, I don't run them anymore. So if that's the last thing you need is public events, I don't know what you've been doing this whole time.
Yeah. So I usually just run. I used to run.
You got it though, right?
Yeah, I got it.
You finally got your triumph.
I got my triumph.
So you'll have that cool emblem.
Yeah.
So show that you're a beast in year 1.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean.
Yep.
I'm sure a lot of people will have it. I'm sure everyone will be running that. Like you'll see that like the very first week when Taken King comes out. I think like everyone on my friends list is going to have like their triumph.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And then once you start getting like the new emblems, I'm sure they're going to come out with new ones.
I'm sure.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure they'll start.
I'm sure there'll be like
well, there'll be one for like if you beat the
King's
raid.
Fall raid.
And they did announce the day that they're going to come out with the raid because it's not going to be day 1. It's coming out the 18th.
Yeah, like 3 days later. Which
I don't know what the recommended light level and stuff is going to be. So I don't know if people are. I mean, I'm sure people are going to try to tackle it, and I'm sure there's going to be a group or two, there's going to be people who will beat it. But I'm going to try to get leveled up as much as I can first before I start that headache.
Yeah. Speaking of Oryx, our topic of the week is the Court of Oryx, which is the new event designed around 3-person fire team.
It's in the Dreadnought, right?
Yeah, it's in the Dreadnought. You spawn into the Dreadnought patrol and make your way towards the Court of Oryx.
Yes.
There are different tiers of fights. The statues in the court will determine which tier you'll be doing. You'll have to trigger these events by displaying runes. You have to give the runes to the statues.
And only one person puts a rune down. And then we'll explain like how the runes and stuff works and how the reward system works based off the runes, things like that here in a little bit.
Yeah. And it is kind of like the new public event system. It seems like it's not just your fire team of 3. Other people can come in and join as well.
I mean, they suggest that you at least have a fire team of 3 if you're going to go do it. And like, that's okay, guys, let's go do some Court of Oryx. It's not, I mean, it's pretty cool is the way that they made it sound. Like,
yeah,
it's because public events have been awful for so long. And most of the times you just solo them anyways.
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to be, a public event. And in the title, it's supposed to be like for a group of Guardians to do. But they were so easy and like repetitive.
Yeah.
These sound like amazing. These sound like and not only amazing but difficult. Like in the video, they did decent in the tier 1.
Yeah. Did you watch the Bungie one or the Planet Destiny one?
Planet Destiny one.
Yeah,
I think that's the one that I watched. And they did. I mean, pretty good in the tier 1, but in tier 2 they got destroyed.
Yeah, I saw him. He was like, "This is what a tier 2 fight looks like at 190." And he would jump in. He jumped up and shot one of the new the arrow.
It was cool seeing like the. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed that from the point of view was the hunter.
Yeah,
because they were doing the new hunter one, which I mean, it looked all right. It really looked like it didn't do anything though.
Yeah,
when he shot him, I was like, I don't see any damage.
And then
he doesn't seem to like. He's still moving, so I don't know what the hell you just did.
And then when he landed, it was just like instant death.
Yes.
One hit. So, so the tier 1 events, 3-person fire team at a light level of around 190, which I think most of us are at now. Once the Taken King comes out,
I think as soon as you get the Taken King, like cause they're gonna scale the weapons back. Like right now, they're 365, so they're gonna scale them back. They're still gonna do the same amount of damage. They're just changing the number value,
right?
And that's just for the whole light thing.
Right.
So I don't know what they're putting there. They're probably going to put the guns to 190. Like all,
I'm assuming.
Like if you have a 365 Fatebringer on the 14th, on the 15th when you play, I don't think it's going to be like 190.
Yeah,
damage.
It's going to be like the light level will be like the damage, right? That's what
the light level is the average between all your weapons and all your armor. So if you have all weapons that are 190 and all armor that's 190, your light's 190.
Right. The tier 2 are geared towards. They suggest
240, right?
240. But the guy in the Planet Destiny said he was a light level 217. He said if he felt like he could hold his own if he had a fire team around that.
Yeah.
So
well, I just thought it was cool because like when he did die, it showed you like on that death screen that you get real fast.
yeah,
Like right before you respawn, it said like on the in the top part of the screen like recommended light level 240. So it was cool that it was showing you like
yeah,
you're a little weak here. You need to get a little bit better
yeah,
or a little more geared up, not better.
And basically, the tier 2 event is they bring in two bosses, which we'll go over in a little bit.
Yeah.
They spawn at the same time.
Yep. So it's like two of the public event bosses. I'm just calling them public event. It's Court of Oryx. They're going to be going around at the same time, and then you'll still have. I think you have like different enemy, like regular enemies. Like in the tier 1, it looked like it was just thralls.
Yeah.
Depending on the boss, I know in one of them there has to be the explosive thralls to take his shield down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then in the tier 2, it looks like there was like ogres and stuff and wizards. So I think like that'll change a little bit, but it looks pretty cool. It looks very cool, and I'm very excited about that. That it's not, it's just something you can get in and do real fast almost.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, I only got like 30 minutes. You can't do a raid. You don't really want to do a strike. Well, let's just go do some Court of Oryx real fast.
I like this better than Prison of Elders because that was kind of like the last event thing that came out, right?
It seems. It actually reminds me a lot of Prison of Elders, but I think it's improved on a lot of stuff. It looks just like prison. Like you're in it. You're in an area. You have a boss who does like. There was even a boss that literally they took the Cabal boss that changes his shields.
Yeah.
One of the like Hive Knights. That's what he does. Like that's his special is that he changes shields. So I'm like, and I hate that guy.
So like we said before, you have to present runes to the statues. There's different types of runes. There's the common rune, the rare rune, and I'm assuming some sort of legendary or exotic type rune to get into the higher tier stuff.
It wasn't clear to me like so you could only use like if you only have a common rune, you can only do tier 1. You couldn't take that to the tier 3.
Yeah,
and they didn't really say how you get them. Yeah. I mean, they made assumptions that they were strike and just doing stuff, but there was no like clear cut way like you can buy them or you'll get them from this or that, you know what I mean? So I don't know how you're going to get it. And they said nothing about tier 3. There was no video. There was no. It just sounds like it's going to be tier 3. Probably going to be very tough. You probably have to be all the way leveled up, or pretty close,
right?
Or have a giant group of people in there.
Yeah,
which I'm sure there will. I don't know how many people can fit. I don't know how many. Like only so many guys can be in the tower at once, like 15 or something like that. There's got to be a max number, like on this dreadnought, like So you can't have like a bunch of guardians,
right?
And I mean that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the server size is one thing. You're not going to have like 100 guys going to these events to like take down these bosses.
And then since we're on the topic of runes, like once you beat the boss or the tier, only one guy can actually get the chest at the end. Yeah, and it's the guy the top chest. The top chest. They said all the other guys, all you're gonna get is pretty much like an engram, and they did this for a reason. And it was so like, because you would just sit there if everyone got this top chest, right? You could just sit in there all day, depending on how many runes you have, and just keep getting loot like crazy. So only the guy who starts the thing up with the rune can get the chest at the top. But then after you beat it, you get a buff or a debuff almost. And I can't remember what it was called. I don't know if you have it down. Basically you can't put another rune down for a while. Right. And it's called something. And
you're talking about the buff that after like...
It's not really a buff.
I mean, like, it's the thing that prevents, something from happening.
It prevents whoever put that rune down and got that chest, you can't go and do it again. So it's supposed to be more like, so if me, you, and somebody else go in and I put the first rune down and we beat it, I'm going to get that chest. But now like we need to trade. Now you need to do it. So I think that's kind of cool. So the same guy can't just keep like running over there real fast and putting a rune down. Right. I don't know how long it lasts though. They didn't say how long that. I'm sure.
It said you have an extended amount of time.
Extended. So it's probably, I don't know.
It's probably like
30 minutes, maybe.
Probably
something like that. Something crazy.
Probably. I'm sure it's like by the time if you're in a fire team with someone, I'm sure by the time you complete a second one,
you're probably going to be
pro.
almost ready to go again.
Yeah. Okay, so we should go over some of these bosses. The tier 1 bosses, now tier 1, only one of these bosses comes out, and tier 2, like we said earlier, 2 of these bosses come out. So
I think it said 2 or 3.
Did they say 3?
Or maybe I was just reading that the next thing they were going to talk about was tier 3. I don't know. I thought that it could be more than 2. I don't know.
All right. Well, anyways, Bracchus Horus, the Taken Cabal captain, spawns with an immunity shield, and you have to kill all the ads to damage him.
That seems pretty standard.
Yeah.
I mean, that one seems pretty easy.
Yeah.
This next one seems tough.
Yeah. The trio of Hive Wizards.
Yeah.
They're easier to take out, but must be taken out within a certain amount of time of each other, or they'll respawn.
Right. So, basically, when you killed one, something popped up, right above your, health or whatever. It said, you need to kill these other ones.
So, basically, when those 3 pop up, you need to get all their life down.
We need to have them all down, and then just boom, 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 just drop them that. So.
Yeah, that's automatically what I thought of. Krugor, he has an immunity shield that can only be taken out by exploding thralls. Then there's a short time to deal damage.
I thought that one was actually pretty cool, and the only problem with hopefully people will at least look these up or try to because with if we have a fire team and we know this is how we beat them, right, but then in the video they had another fire team in there with them who clearly didn't know what was going on, and they kept shooting the exploding thralls before he got close to them. That could get annoying. So hopefully,
it sounds like there's a lot more communication within these events than normal.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Events. It's not just the regular public events where you don't have to have a mic on to play those. These, you're probably gonna need them. They're mini, strike bosses almost.
Yeah. Knight Vorlog, he has a shield that can change elemental types within the fight. It says he's pretty easy to take out as long as you have the right elemental weapons. So, the Hive Wizard Lokar teleports shortly after her shield is down, so timing your shots is crucial. That sounds
pretty difficult. I mean, these are all tier 1, so I don't think they're going to be impossible. But
no, but
the thing is, when you start having 2 of these at the same time, that's going to cause some craziness.
Right. Then you got 2 knights that come out. They have immunity shields that only go down when they are close together. So this would be tough to do in a public event setting.
And again, I think they showed that one in the video too. And basically, the thing that you want to do the opposite of what you would normally do, which is kind of run away from the knight. You want everybody to be close together. You want to be all right on top of them.
Right. Let's see. So
we those are about the reward system.
Yeah. So those are kind of the bosses that you're gonna see in these. So we already talked about the chests. The specifications of tiers 2 and 3 rewards and stuff are unknown, but we do know that antiquated runes and rare drops from nightfalls and raids are used to start tier 3 public events. Yeah,
well, and I think they showed them beating a tier 1, and the rewards were only rare stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining tier 2, you got a chance at some. I'm sure it'll still be a lot of rares, but I'm sure you can get legendary, and then tier 3, it's probably gonna be maybe a chance at an exotic.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, because it's I don't know how often you're going to get these runes to do a tier 3. So I don't know. Or it's just going to be a guaranteed legendary, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems more likely, I guess. But
yeah. The weird thing is, though, there's 3 tiers, which the guy in the video talked about. There's 3 statues on the right and 3 on the left. Well, the 3 on the right are tier 1, 2, and 3. So now there's 3 other statues. Do you think they're going to add harder tiers? Or just you think they're saving those for different types of events later on?
It could just be, decorative. Or I'm sure that there is a purpose for them. Who knows what they have planned? I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if you can really up the difficulty on the tier.
Yeah.
If tier 3 you're going against level 40 guys,
yeah,
you can't do much. I mean, unless they come out with new bosses or something, but you can't really.
Yeah.
Go to tier 6. I just can't imagine. I don't know how difficult. Like I said, we don't know anything about tier 3.
Right.
So I think until we know that, then maybe we can start guessing what's on the other side.
Right. The one thing about Court of Oryx bosses is you gain Eris Rep, which is the Dark Below chick in the tower.
So I would assume that like, because right now you max out at like 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
So that must, because it actually would max and it would stop
Mhm.
going around. So maybe they're gonna unlock that again, and you can get rewards from her, which I'm sure they will. So
Yeah.
that'll be cool.
Yeah. I kind of stopped doing her stuff because it wasn't really worth it.
Well, I mean, when the Dark Blow was out and there was no House of Wolves, like I maxed her out. I don't know if it was on all 3, maybe just only like 1, but I don't do her bounties anymore.
Yeah. I still have that stupid pot where you have to kill all the thralls with a pulse rifle, a solar damage pulse rifle.
I mean, I guess you could just get rid of it.
I could, but then the emblem above her turns green, and it's really annoying to have that.
You know
green.
that stuff actually kind of like bothers me.
Yeah.
Like when there's like a green thing, especially like the postmaster.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, but everything's full. That like if it's a ship or something, I'll take that ship out and just get rid of it because I can't stand having like it looks like something's not complete. I don't like that.
Yeah, and then at the end of the video, they did announce that the King's Fall raid will go live
on the 18th.
On the 18th at 10 a.m. Pacific.
I think it's weird that they're waiting 3 days. Like, why don't you just put it out the first day? But I guess they want people to go play through it. I mean that's what you're gonna do. I could see some people being like, all right, let's just go do the raid, but
yeah,
it seems kind of crazy.
Yeah, I would want to level up before we started going through the raid. Like, this raid's going to be at least a level 34. I feel like
it'll be higher than that.
Yeah.
For normal, like, though, if it's anything based off how they've done the other ones, like, where it's usually a level higher than what you're maxed at. So, like, the Dark Blow, I think you could be maxed out at 32, and, like, the bosses were, like, 33 and 34. So, I don't know if, like, it's going to be... 36, I could see it being like normal raid, or 38, and then like 40, and then 40 would be hard, and you would see like level 41 enemies. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird with the light system now because it's more based off light for like how much damage you do. I have no idea how this is gonna play out. The game's gonna be so different.
I know. It's gonna be awesome though. Can't wait. We're gonna jump into our reader questions. So Megan Green writes in, how would you rate your excitement for the Taken King compared to a release of a sequel to one of your other favorite franchises?
Well, I saw that question earlier, and I was thinking about like what other. I mean, if we're calling this a sequel, which we can
kinda,
we can go ahead because it almost is.
Yeah, it's like Destiny 1.5.
Right. Because I can't say that I've ever been this excited for an expansion pack ever.
Yeah.
But sequel wise, Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
Was pretty big. I remember after Ocarina of Time being pretty excited for Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Like those are like equal, but this is very different because I've never played a game this steady for like a whole year. Usually, I get pretty burnt out. I'm like, all right, or I've beaten it, and I'm gonna go do something else.
Right.
So I am just so excited because I feel like I've done everything there is to do, and now a whole new world's going to be unlocked.
I know that. Gosh, I was looking at the videos of the Dreadnought on the Bungie live streams on Twitch, and I was just like, I just want to go explore like new worlds. And then the trailer shows moons of Saturn. Like we don't even know anything about that stuff yet.
Right. I mean, the new planets, the new weapons, the new armor, all the new quests. Everything you can do now in the tower, the collection. There's so much stuff that's been added that like I don't even know when I'm going to attempt the first mission. Like when it first comes out, I think I'm just going to kind of go check out everything like that we've been talking about.
Yeah, like go patrol the Dreadnought and just map it out and walk around. And
the
see
Dreadnought does look huge.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to like learn where everything's at in there. So
yeah,
I think this is the most excited I've been.
I mean. There's games I've been really excited for, but like in terms of I was excited for Mass Effect 2. Like Mass Effect 2 and 3, that's one of my favorite series ever.
But the thing was, like, I wasn't playing Mass Effect 1 like up to the day that Mass Effect 2 came out. I mean, I might have like gone back to it and played it like I think we did, like to make our like a new character or something.
Right.
But I didn't play it like nonstop up until Mass Effect 2 came out.
It's not like Mass Effect isn't the type of RPG that Destiny is. It's you play it for 30, 35 hours, level your character all the way up, and then unless you want to go back and get achievements or start a new character, or take a new character,
it's done.
Yeah,
game's over.
You're done until the next game. Like Gears of War is another example. Like I'm really excited for Gears 4, but it's not like I'm going to be playing Gears of War, 3 or Ultimate Edition and up until the day that Gears of War 4 comes out. Like
you could play like online and stuff. Like that.
Okay, I could, but do I want to?
No, probably not.
Not really. Like I've already beaten Gears of War Ultimate Edition twice. For the review.
You've played through it quite a bit. You've played through Gears a lot.
Like even the new one that came out last week, I've played through the campaign twice, and like I don't want to jump into multiplayer right now because I'm so invested in Destiny and what we're going to be doing for this show, and I just don't want to mess anything up control wise because I started playing Gears and I started doing all the Destiny controls as opposed to like the Gears controls.
It is kind of hard to play like multiple games at the same time, especially if they're like both shooters.
Yeah.
I mean, most shooters have the same mechanics, R2 shoots, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they'll change like one or two buttons.
Yeah, like
if it's melee, because like I got the Handsome Jack collection for like Borderlands, and a couple of the stuff's different. So if I go back and forth, like the melee's different and everything like that, and I'm always hitting the wrong stuff. So
I had the same
kind of difficult.
I had the same issue with Halo 4 because I want to play through Halo 4 again before Halo 5 comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And all the buttons are the same except melee is B instead of R1. So like there's just these minor changes that throw you off a little bit. So but I mean I guess no, I've never been this excited for something. Like I've never been so invested in a game, to play it all the way up till the next expansion comes out.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't think I was excited. I mean, I was kind of excited for the like first two expansions. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be cool. This is gonna change everything. This is gonna be a completely different game. So like that's why I'm so excited for this one is all the changes that are coming and all the new weapons.
Right. And they're like substantial changes too. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's not just like little things. Like they've changed stuff almost with every other thing that came out. Like with this last one that came out, you can see your rep from your character screen.
Yeah,
I mean that's cool. I enjoyed that, but it wasn't something that I like.
Yeah, man,
this is gonna break the game. This is gonna make it. No, there's stuff that they're putting in here that's gonna like blow your mind. I think.
Right. Okay. Next question. At Ramon GU ask us, do you think the swords offer up in Destiny the Taken King, and will they be the new Gjallarhorn? And we kind of discussed this on the car ride over here.
Yeah, I think I laughed and just said, hell's no.
Yeah. I mean,
there's no way.
They're cool, heavy.
They're very cool.
But I think they're very situational. Like you said, you can carry a scout rifle and a sniper rifle, and then when things get close, you can bust out your sword.
Like your shot. I mean, the video where they showed the Raise lighter, the exotic sword. I mean, it seemed to be very powerful, and it seemed overpowered. But the fact that you got to be that close to someone, like that's what the Gjallarhorn was amazing because you could just walk into a zone. I don't have to be this close to you to use a Gjallarhorn. In fact, if I did, I'd be dead. You could just launch off your rockets and it would just dominate. Now, this weapon, you're going to have to get up close, which means you're going to be taking damage at the same time. So, and it's not like it has unlimited ammo. It uses ammo every swing, and it uses more than just one. Like, I'm pretty sure and I'm sure there's different swing types you can use with it. Like, you can use the R1, which I'm sure uses like one ammo. But like I think it was the girl was in the video I was watching. She was using like, cause there's perks on the sword and one of them like does like an uppercut and that was using, I think 6 ammo every uppercut swing.
Yeah.
So it does more damage, but I mean, I don't think you're going to be able to hold, I mean that you're going to go through the ammo pretty quick.
Yeah.
I had seen some people worried about how it's going to affect Crucible.
No, it's not.
You go ahead and bring that knife to a gunfight, and I mean, I'm sure against like a assault rifle, I'm sure you could close in on me and get me. And I know that a lot of them they're giving you increased defense, so you might be able to like absorb a shotgun shot and then kill them, which was cool. But if I'm shooting a rocket at you and you're over there across the map and you got a sword out, good luck.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, for me, I guess the sword is cool.
Oh, it's awesome.
I mean, they all look cool, and like the aesthetic thing that you can change it to where the sword is just off your back. I know that was popular with Halo 3.
Yeah, because before you could only have your primary like on your back or on your side, but now you can actually change it to anything I think that's equipped. So if you have that sword, you can actually have it on your back, which would be pretty cool to be in the tower and just see like these guardians with these giant ass swords on their back.
Yeah, they really look cool. I
think PvE, they'll be fun. They're gonna be fun. I'm pretty sure they're all heavy. I don't know if like if it was a secondary, I would rethink that statement and say, oh, this weapon's it could be really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I would use that instead of shotgun.
Yeah.
Especially because it increases your defense, but if they're all heavy weapons.
Right.
I mean, it's cool because and the things that like people have asked for and that we've talked about is that we wanted different weapon types. Like the pulse rifle, or I'm sorry, the fusion rifle that's going to be in your heavy.
Yeah.
It's like a railgun.
Yeah.
Now you have swords. Now, and I'm not crazy about melee. I've never been big into it. Like in Call of Duty, I never used the knife and all that stuff. So.
Right. I didn't even use it in Halo when they added the assassination stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I mean, the animations were cool, but I didn't go out of my way to, like, try to assassinate someone.
That, now that you bring up Halo, now it makes you think of that freaking energy blade, and if it works anything like that, the only thing was only one person could have it at a time.
Yeah.
So if they did it like that, where, only one person could have a sword, at a time in a map, maybe that'd be different, but it's not going to be my go-to heavy in a... Crucible. Well, at least right now, I don't know.
Right.
I mean, if it turns out, because I think there's one that you can even block with. It like blocks arc. So like if you're shooting at me with void, it like does no damage. But if you shoot at me with, it works just like the shields of all the other characters.
Right.
So if you shoot at me with arc, so like because I think L1 you can deflect. I don't know how that's going to play into it.
Yeah.
Especially like Crucible. Can I deflect your shots? Can I deflect them back at you? I don't know these things. So.
I don't know these things.
I don't know these things yet because until I actually get my hands on them.
I can't wait till the 15th, dude.
That's what I'm saying. There's like a lot of speculation. So once we finally have like facts of how things work.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched. They took this raised lighter, the exotic sword, into the dreadnought. That's what they were using it in. They were using it in the court of Oryx, and it looked like it was doing work on the bosses, but
yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a big PvE or PvP thing.
Yeah. Okay, our next question comes from Daniel Stroh. Do you think there is more to do on Dreadnought than just Court of Oryx and patrols? I think they already said there's going to be strikes and stuff attached to that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, the thing is so damn big. Like, I think there's even like an exotic weapon that like the pieces are all scattered throughout it and you got to go find them. I'm sure there's going to be a ghost that you can hunt for, but I think he was looking more for like public. I don't know if they'll have like regular public events. Other than this Court of Oryx, are they going to have just like standard public events in there?
I don't know because I think that's kind of what they're trying to get away from though.
Because public events are terrible.
Yeah, I mean, when I was hunting them down, I pretty much sold every single one of them. So
yeah,
I mean, I'm so late getting them, but still, like. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming there's going to be strikes, and I'm sure there's going to be missions attached to it, like story missions attached to the Dreadnought, and I'm sure doesn't the raid take place on Dreadnought? So, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more. Like, I wonder if there's like story missions attached to this that.
Oh, I guarantee there'll be at least a story mission that takes you into the Dreadnought.
Yeah. So, our last question comes from Twitter, CodFanFF. What kind of weapons gear are you looking forward to most? And was Zer's showing good for you? I think he's talking about last week.
Right. I didn't get to really see a lot of it. Like I said, I was like out of town. So all the stuff I did see was basically from like you and my brother and stuff sending me. So I saw like
the chaperone looks sweet.
Yeah, the chaperone. That's not that's a shotgun.
Yeah,
the shotgun looked awesome. I couldn't really tell what the perks were. I know that they were listed. Like I didn't really get a good look at them. It fires like a single slug, right?
Yeah.
Which if you've played games where you can fire a single slug, it's disgusting. Yeah, especially like in Crucible. That could be because a single slug will not only increase the range, or it should. That's one hit. That's one little slug that can hit you instead of the spread of the bullets.
Right.
And that'll kill you.
Right.
Now it is less accurate using a single slug. Usually in games, if you have a single slug,
like
it's less accurate.
If you've played Gears of War, it kind of reminds me of the sawed-off shotgun, like the way it acts.
See, I disagree, because a sawed-off shotgun, you want to be like this close to him for it to hit. I think you're gonna have some range. It does look like it. It looks like a shotgun that you could almost hold in like as like a pistol. It's like a pistol and a shotgun. That's what it looks like. I think it's gonna be good. And then there was the Titan helmet, and the Warlock rose. I actually was really, because not everyone's crazy about Glimmer, but like they said, the Glimmer cap is not going up.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of stuff for you to spend your money on. So if you have a Warlock and you're running out of Glimmer, you can put on those new robes the Alchemist raiment.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said that right. That you get more Glimmer, I think, for just killing stuff. So that's kind of cool. And then I want to talk about that exotic fusion rifle.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called. Do you?
I don't remember what it's called, but it looks sweet. I remember it's kind of like the one that's kind of like the Needler from Halo.
It is the Needler. It'll fire a bunch of projectiles. They'll stick and they'll explode.
I mean, I'll probably end up using that.
I hope it works better. Maybe I'm just bad. I was bad with it. I hated the Needler.
See, the Needler changed.
Unless it was the dual Needler. You could dual wield the Needler.
The Needler changed throughout Halo, though, because in Halo 1, it was just this big weapon that you could shoot, and it was very clumsy.
Wasn't it like OP in one of them? I
Halo
thought it was
3.
Halo 3. It was
because
one of them was like.
Well, you could dual wield them in Halo 2, and they were very underpowered unless you were dual wielding them. Then it was
that
OP.
was a blast.
And then they took dual wielding out of Halo 3.
Yeah, I didn't play.
And so they made the Needler really OP to make up for not dual wielding them.
The freaking Needler.
And then I don't know what they did to it in Halo 4, but it was kind of garbage.
Yeah, I didn't play Halo 4.
So I hope it works like the Halo 3 Needler, where it's super OP and big and.
It sounds. I mean, it's a fusion rifle, so there's still going to be a charge time, right?
Yeah,
you got to charge it, and then it's going to fire off a bunch of projectiles.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's going to fire off projectiles, you're gonna the charge time is going.
They say that multi kills drop orbs, right? That sounds like that could be cool in both. PvP and PvE.
Yeah,
I think both of them could be very good. And then I think there was the
gauntlets. You want to talk about those gauntlets? Were they cool looking? I don't remember.
All it is the Amakara, the one the hunter has.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they're called right now. The Amakara something, where your trip mine lasts longer, and it's just like a skull and bones going down, and it's white, and all it is they're sealed in silver now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm sure maybe it'll have a different perk or something, but they look pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So no, I wasn't what was the question? Was I happy with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was all right. I didn't really get the enjoyment of watching them as they were showing it or being at home.
Yeah.
So I couldn't play Destiny all week, so I didn't get to see.
Yeah,
that stuff unfold in front of me.
I didn't get to watch the live stream where they were showing this stuff, but
yeah.
People were tweeting them out and putting pictures on Facebook and stuff, and that's where I was getting this stuff to send you because I was
waiting for people to show send me stuff. So
yeah,
my internet really didn't work that great, and so I didn't get a good look at them. And I think the first part of the question is, what are we looking forward to the most?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward. There's obviously stuff that they're putting out right now and they're showing us. There's going to be those little hidden weapons, like the Hopscotch Pilgrim, for instance, that you get from a Dragon Strike. That has really become one of the best trials and stuff guns. Those are the kind of things that I'm excited for most, the guns that you don't know about that are going to be amazing. They're hidden little gems that you'll get, and that's why inspect everything that you get. Don't take. If you already have an amazing scout rifle and you keep getting scout rifles and you're like, oh, I don't want this, make sure you check it out. Check out the perks, because I think they're taking reforging out.
Are they?
Yeah, because that kind of broke the game.
Wow. Well,
I mean, it was a good idea and it was great, but it was just too easy to make overly powerful guns.
Yeah, like the shotguns that you could re-roll with certain perks. And
when everyone's rolling in with the same perks on something, like...
Yeah.
Because that's, like, before they put the reforging in, that's what made guns feel real special. I remember playing one game in Control, and this guy had the 3 Little Words, which was a pulse rifle. It was the top one before they came out with these new ones. And he was just destroying me. He got the perfect roll on it. And before you had no control, like when it dropped to you, it just...
That's what you got.
That's what you got. And he got like a perfect roll, and he just was tearing me up with it. So, and it's not like I could go out and like, oh, I'm gonna go out and get that gun now.
Right.
And no, it was luck. It was RNG at its best.
Right.
Or worst, I guess.
Yeah. I guess for me, what I'm most excited for is like they're showing us this stuff. I mean, it's kind of similar to you, but what are they not showing us?
Especially like exotic wise, like. I mean, that's the thing. Like when you first started playing Destiny, in that week 2, I think it was when Xur sold the Gallahorn.
Yeah.
Nobody knew.
Yeah.
What that gun was going to become. So you never know.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I was like, oh, here's a rocket launcher. I think I'd rather get this piece of armor.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool. The stuff that we don't know about. I know that there's going to be an exotic rocket launcher that's going to take down Galley.
Yeah.
And they're obviously not going to show us that.
Right.
They're gonna hold that off. And
I mean, maybe Bungie doesn't even know.
Oh, Bungie knows.
I mean, like,
I would hope they would know by right about now. I really hope that they have.
Well, I was listening to an interview to one of the creative directors of Destiny, and they said
13 days.
They said we wanted Gallahorn to be powerful, but we didn't know it was going to be the unstoppable force that it was.
Yeah,
like I mean, they know the guns are good, but I don't think they like. I think they're kind of underestimating some of the weapons and maybe overestimating some.
I don't think people realize how hard it is to like balance that stuff out. And,
yeah,
like, you don't realize what it's going to be.
There are hundreds of weapons.
I mean, there's hundreds of weapons. Like, and again, I hate to keep going back to the hopscotch, but I'm like really stuck on that gun.
We're gonna get
basically it's a pulse rifle that you can completely max out the stability, and it has one of the highest impacts and a very good fire rate. So it doesn't kick at all, and it takes 2 bursts to kill you with. So like I can aim at your head, it doesn't kick, and I can hit you.
Right.
Plus you can reforge it to have head seeker and stuff on it. Like when they were putting these guns out for the, this last expansion, the House of Wolves, there's no way that they were sitting there and they're like, oh my gosh, this gun's going to be the greatest gun in the game. You know what I mean? Like it was just like, oh, this is going to be a drop for the... they didn't know how people were, especially with reforging, they didn't know how the community was going to take these guns and change them into these beasts that they are. Especially, well, I think shotguns, they had an idea. But, I mean, that's the great thing about Destiny, though, is it's how the community, well, Gallahorn was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
How that one was going to play out. I'm really shocked that they were surprised about that.
I'm just telling you what I heard in an interview, dude.
I mean, that gun is overly, overly powerful. But I think it's difficult.
Yeah.
Like with all the other ones, you don't know how they're going to play out in the community's hands.
Right. Right. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this up? You got some Destiny to play.
No, I mean, it's fun to talk about, but like we're getting to a point where it's just like, oh, I'm just tired of talking. I know. Play.
I know. I'm tired of speculating. I want to talk about what we're playing in the Taken King and what we did in that. So
that episode will probably be the most fun that I've had since
first episode after the game comes out.
That's going to be like a blast just to talk about what
I mean, we're going to be talking about it Tuesday and Wednesday for sure because we're streaming it.
Yeah. So we'll talk about it both days, and it'll be more fun to talk about what we did in the past week and what we've collected. Because there's going to be like that gun out there that we're going to be chasing after, and it'll be fun to have a little competition to see who gets it first.
Right. Well, we're going to wrap this up. Thanks for joining us this week on DNA Weekly Strike. Remember, you can watch every week right here on YouTube or on our website at digitalnerdadvocates.com. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Download the DNA Network from iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and we are now in the Xbox store, Brian. Can you believe that?
No, it seems crazy.
It only took us like 3 months to get there. Weekly Strike goes up as an audio show on Sundays along with our podcast every Wednesday. The video goes up on Thursdays, so you can check it out. Find us on Twitter at DN Advocates, on Facebook, our proper page, and then our community page. You should definitely check it out. There's a lot of people in there talking Destiny, talking other games, showing off their stuff. You can email us at digitalnerdadvocates.com or at gmail.com, sorry, for questions for our podcast and DNA Weekly Strike. And remember to always keep it locked on the DNA Network. And until next time, we're out.
Goodbye, Guardians.
Let's go play this guy. All right.